This is the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney with a quick check on what's going on. So here's my man to get into it.
Hey, thanks for listening and wishing the best for folks down the Caribbean with Hurricane Melissa coming through. Man, she looks like a big one, so hoping everybody down the islands do okay. And reminder, we get an hour extra sleep this coming weekend, daylight saving time ending. And somebody threw a bottle at rapper Glorilla while she was on stage at Jamie Foxx's daughter's Halloween party. Didn't hit her, but still, we can't have nothing.
My favorite stories of the day.
A 50-year-old guy in Goffstown, New Hampshire, is facing assault and several other charges because he's accused of being the guy caught on surveillance video trying to fight his way inside the local sheriff's department's 911 dispatch center and was trying to get in while wearing only a Speedo, a yellow ball cap, and sneakers. WMUR News 9 just aired this footage last week. They showed him Speedo, sneakers, and a ball cap. Yeah, that's what this dude was wearing when he followed a dispatcher in through the secured door. Now, what was going through that dispatcher's mind seemed to be, let me hurry up and get inside, because the footage also showed another officer running into the vestibule to help push this almost naked guy out the door, and he landed a punch on one of the officers. I mean, they pushed him out. Then the other officers had to go run out to try and catch him and pull him right back in to jail this time because, hitting a cop, that's enough. But he did that after running into a sheriff's building in a Speedo. At least he was wearing sneakers because, dirty feet in a Speedo. Nah, bruh. In Baltimore, Maryland, high schools started using AI within the gun detection systems tied into school cameras. So artificial intelligence is being used to try and weed out weapons, but maybe real intelligence is still needed too, because Monday evening, last week, WBAL TV 11 News is reporting a student was sitting outside a high school eating potato chips and talking with friends after football practice when all of a sudden, about 8 police cars pulled up. Cops jumped out, told them to get on the ground. They checked the kids, mainly the one boy, and realized at a point, though, that the boy did the right thing. Crumpled up the potato chip bag, put it in his pocket to throw away later, and not litter. But the AI in the school cameras thought the bag of chips was a gun. Officers put their actual pieces away once they figured it out, but by then, too late. They already pulled guns on some kids armed with potato chips, or potato chip bags. WBAL said they reached out to the AI gun detection software company, but they did not want to talk. And speaking of artificial intelligence fooling cops, a woman in North Bethesda, Maryland, was really trying to fool her husband a few weeks back when police say the 27-year-old texted the hubby an AI-generated picture of a man sitting on their couch and then texted to say the man forced his way into their home. So Montgomery County Police tell NBC4 Washington the husband saw these texts from his wife and called 911, Right here is where it's worth reminding people, cops do not like being fooled into thinking they're responding to emergencies or dangerous calls, and they're really not. Yeah, a lot of gamers face charges for swatting or calling police on other gamers as pranks, and this 27-year-old wife just found out, too. NBC4 is saying she was just following some new social media trend to get AI to create a picture of a homeless person inside a house to send it to someone who lives in that house as a prank. Apparently without thinking that if the gag works, police and guns could get involved. Nobody hurt in this case. She was arrested, charged with making a false statement, and released on $10,000 bond. Now who's getting pumped? Now to real pictures, and a 27-year-old man in Florida. Fox 35 Orlando is reporting this guy was arrested last Sunday, the 21st, because he's accused of sending someone old pictures of an infant and a toddler holding a Glock handgun in one, a big bag of weed in another, and a bottle of beer next to one who was napping. Volusia County Sheriff's deputies say the guy told them they were staged several years ago as a joke, but cops and prosecutors don't laugh at pics of babies holding guns and bags of weed. They filed child neglect charges, which is what this dude is now facing. And in Great Falls, Montana, police are still looking for the two grown-looking people wearing hoodies and face masks who were caught on surveillance video stealing two teepees from outside two elementary schools. KRTV3 is reporting this happened about a month ago when these teepees were set up outside all the local schools there as part of learning about American Indian culture. But these two, who cops think may be a man and woman, broke down the rods and tarp and hauled them off. But they also say the teepees were both stamped with property of Great Falls Public Schools, so asking if anyone sees anyone with a stamped TP up in their yard or stuffed in their garage to please snitch on them by calling Great Falls Police there in Montana. Back in a moment, but before we break, the Jams podcast dropped a nice 90s, 2000s mix for last weekend.
Blazing the best hip-hop, R&B, reggae, soca.
You can get the Jams podcast mix on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, and Deezer. Download the podcast for free.
It's Jams Hour Mix with Greg H.
Phones in your pockets for a power walk.
A power walk? Some rocks in my pocket? And 2 rubber bands and 2 sticks?
The Workout Kit. Portable and light. Hundreds of workouts, the possibilities are endless. Only $49.99 if you order today. 212-555-5555.
I know this is really what's nicest kid.
The Workout Kit. 212-555-5555.
Baby, do you really love me?
Call now. $99 shipping and handling added to cost.
Boy, bye.
And now for the world around us.
In Turkey, the Kaburni news site is among outlets reporting the Supreme Court there just issued a ruling in a divorce case they took up because during divorce hearings, it came out that the husband in this case saved his wife's phone number in his cell phone under the name Tombik. If I'm pronouncing that right in Turkish, though, the Kaburni news site said Tombik translates to the fat one. He might have thought that was funny when he did it, but probably wasn't laughing when the court ordered him to pay damages to his ex-wife because of that. And this case is now a legal precedent in Turkey. So anyone there filing for divorce, you may want to check their phones to see what they're saving about what they're saying. Well, this past Saturday, there was still a big bonfire in England's village of Ripley in Surrey. The Ripley Bonfire. It's always the last Saturday in October. They say it's a big fundraiser. And the BBC is saying over 10,000 people usually go to this every year. No small thing, but organizers had to hustle this time around and do a last-minute job of setting it all up again after already spending weeks on the bonfire before somebody burned it down last Tuesday. BBC News is reporting investigators in Surrey are looking to charge somebody with arson over starting a bonfire early. I mean, no charges for Saturday's fire started, but that was on the schedule to burn. The Japan Times is reporting a 38-year-old man there in Nagoya is accused of gaming a food delivery app's loophole to get 1,095 deliveries without paying by reporting he never got the order and they would give him refunds. Yeah, that game. Investigators say the guy set up 124 different accounts to trick the app, and they arrested him earlier this month. So they say, it didn't work in the end. Still charged him with fraud and say he racked up, though, over $24,000 worth of orders. So it worked for a while. And in Thailand, there must be a market for penis enlargements. Because the Tiger news site there is reporting a 51-year-old man was caught giving one to a guy 2 Saturdays ago in the backseat of his 90s Toyota Corolla. Investigators gave up pictures to show this. They're accusing this dude of fessing up to doing both enlargements and circumcision. So giving and taking a little for about a year in the backseat of his Corolla and was taking orders on TikTok. All after cops say he learned the trade online. That Tiger news site says he could get up to 3 years in prison if convicted. And while I was looking up background on this story, another one from the New York Post popped up from last October on a 36-year-old fake doctor in Thailand accused of doing hundreds of silicone filler injections after teaching himself as a teenager. And dudes are going to these knockoff wee-wee whackers. They That's how much we know size matters. Back in a moment.
Officer, please help get these people to stop sniffing me.
A sweet scent laundry detergent. Irresistible.
What's the problem, ma'am? Wow. Can I check out the evidence?
Stop. Just forget it.
Everyone loves a sweet scent.
Unless you're wearing it. Then you've got nostrils and boogers all over you.
Available on store shelves somewhere.
Where are you going looking like that?
Relationships can be tough if the significant other is like this.
Who is this guy who keeps liking all your posts? He in your DMs too?
So for women who need a break, there's Sibonac. This chewable gummy will relax your nerves.
What's up with what's going down, though?
Oh boy, that heist at the Louvre a week ago now may have started something, because the very next day, or sometime between last Monday night and the following morning, some crew of crooks cut a hole through the concrete roof of the Treasure Coast Mall in Martin County, Florida, dropped into the Champs Sporting Goods store beneath, and came back up with hundreds of pairs of Nikes. So many, the sheriff's department posted an overhead picture showing the thieves left about 100 boxes on the roof, and those said they left with about 400 other boxes. The sheriff's social media post said, "Not quite the crown jewels, but it's clear these sneaker thieves put the same time and effort into their crime." Yeah, professional thieves are showing off. Which reminds me, the Hollywood Reporter reported last week that the sequel to the 90s movie Heat, De Niro, Pacino, got the green light to start shooting. And California just granted Heat 2 $37 million in tax credit. The state is trying to bring Hollywood back to Hollywood with so much production in Canada, Georgia, and everywhere else in recent years.
Those little hurricanes, they'll scramble up your brain.
And that's it for another Real Pod Newscast. Cannot tell you all enough how much I appreciate everyone tuning in. So I hope, thank you, will do. Have a great rest of the week. Back on Friday.
This has been the Real Pod Newscast with Levon Putney from Show Enough Productions. And for more, hit up the website, realpodnewscast.com. That's real with 2 E's. This is Big Daddy Marty Allen. Thanks for listening.
Show enough.